Okay. Where are we going here?
Not going anywhere. Gonna be sitting here for the next however long.
Okay. Don't rattle the case. I will hit you. I will. You're not too old that I can't put you over my knee and spank you. Like I did all those times when you were younger. Remember those times?
No.
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 Oh dear. Okay. And on that note, on that bombshell, let's get started.
I wouldn't put that in the podcast. Colin had a problem and a microphone to spare. Thomas took it up and so the podcast went to air. For weeks and months they trawled through every single DVD. They've unwrapped all the ones they can and now they're cellulose free. Now they're cellulose free.
Hello dear listener, and welcome to Cellulose Free. My name is Colin, and with me as always is my fellow film watcher, compadre and son Thomas.
Hi, hello.
I don't know why I presented it like that.
Great. Glad to hear it.
What have you been up to?
Not a whole lot.
Neither have I.
No.
So, let's get...
No, I selected dinner for tomorrow.
What's happening tomorrow?
Well,
oh, that's
yeah,
right. It was on the social medias. It said that tomorrow has been cancelled.
As this podcast goes out, I'm coming down from the great highs of celebrating my 23rd circuit around the sun. and I say great highs with incredible sincerity, because it'll be a massive event and everything will be brilliant.
It will.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it definitely won't just be like any other day, except that I have slightly more money at the end of it.
You hope.
and chocolate.
Dear listener, I have secretly invited all of his internet friends over for dinner. Okay, good.
Yeah. I will have more chocolate and more cake than I did before it was my birthday.
And more Dad's special fried chicken.
As selected by me.
That's right.
Yeah, and today I did up a school timetable for the fridge.
You did. You beat me to it.
Yep.
I was getting all ready to do that, as is my traditional duty to do so. But you beat me to it.
It's sort of a flimsy tradition. Sort of flips back and forth between us, depending on who gets to it first.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, you've done it before, have you?
Yeah.
Gee, I remember those years well. Good. Anything else?
No.
No.
No. Bit of a flat week.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
I got nothing. I'm sure there was something that happened.
It's been
No.
Even for this segment, we're in a bit of a lull.
We are. Not a lull, a lull. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got a movie to watch.
Yeah, we do.
Let's get straight into that then. I'm quite looking forward to this, actually.
Yes.
What are we watching this week?
We are watching Source Code.
Please, dear sir, would you tell our dear listeners what this is all about?
Sure. When decorated soldier Captain Coulter Stevens wakes up in the body of an unknown man, he discovers he's part of a mission to find the bomber of a Chicago commuter train. In an assignment unlike any he's ever known, he learns he's part of a government experiment called the Source Code, a program that enables him to cross over into another man's identity in the last 8 minutes of his life. With a second, much larger target threatening to kill millions in downtown Chicago, Coulter relives the incident over and over again, gathering clues each time, until he can solve the mystery of who is behind the bombs and prevent the next attack. Distributed by Hopscotch Entertainment. Produced by Entertainment One. 89 minutes of 16:9. Dolby Digital 5.1. Region 4. Includes English descriptive subtitles for the hearing impaired.
The what?
The hearing impaired.
What? Sorry. That's...
Descriptive subtitles for the hearing impaired.
Oh, what? Okay. So that's what we're going to watch. Thomas is going to take it out of its case.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to pop it into the DVD player.
Yep.
We're going to watch it, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
Turn to side B.
Not in the next 8 minutes, you won't.
Turn to side B again.
Not in the next 8 minutes, you won't.
Keep turning to side B.
You mongrel.
You're looking for side B and you can't find it. Where is side B? It's here, right now,
Where's
in a
the
few
stop
moments.
button? Stop. Just stop. So, what did you think?
Yeah, that was solid. That was a solid film.
You've seen it before,
Yes.
haven't you?
Yes, I have.
So I think this is about my fourth time through. I don't know whether my headspace was in the wrong spot, but I think I had a little more of a problem with things not making sense than the last couple of times. I guess I didn't think too much about the things that didn't make sense the last number of times that I saw it. And I think there's a danger in trying to explain whenever you've got the Groundhog Day scenario, that the more you try to explain or give a reason for it happening, the more fraught with inconsistencies with logic, I guess. But yes, it's still a solid film.
Yeah. I don't have quite as much of a problem with the mechanics of the time loop. I think they're reasonably consistent, which is important.
Yep.
If you don't have consistency in the explanation for how the time loop is happening,
yep,
it falls apart.
Yep.
And nothing you can do from there.
Yep.
Now I'm struggling to put together things I thought I wanted to say during...
I'm kicking myself. I took lots of notes last week, and I think it worked.
Yeah.
But it distracted me from settling into the film, and I think that's what caught me off guard this time round, was that I thought, right, just going to enjoy this, and then maybe got the guilts of not taking notes, and then therefore became too critical of it, or...
Right.
Especially when things veered off from reality as far as what was in the head of the person that he was in the head of, and the experiences that he had, how that worked. It just, yeah. Anyway, the other thing that threw me was that earlier this week I watched a Liam Neeson film called The Commuter.
Right.
Where he is on a train and is given the task of finding someone. And there were just flashes of, hang on, that particular camera shot. I recognise that. And I'm thinking, but I saw that recently, but I haven't watched this film recently. And then it dawned on me where it was. So obviously The Commuter isn't quite as memorable as the source code. Yes. So I certainly wouldn't pay money to watch The Commuter. I would watch money to watch the source code. It's really tight and really well shot, and the chemistry between characters is good. And again, the brain thinking of tracking down someone, that was done so much better in this than in the Commuter. It was, yeah.
It's a time loop film.
Yep.
I don't think it wastes its loops.
No. And in fact, they're very clever, and it's something that I guess is also characteristic of time loop films. They do a montage of rapid successions to give the impression that he's been through this a number of times after the setting up and the conclusion. It's I had forgotten how long the conclusion to this actually wraps itself up. It is a lot lengthier than I recalled, but also still not a waste of time. It's a short film. It's only
hour and a half.
Over an hour and a half. And an hour and a half well spent, I think. As long as you can... I keep harping back to this, but I think the reason I love Groundhog Day so much is the fact that they don't make any attempt to explain what's going on whatsoever. So once you've clicked that is the case, then you can settle into it. Whereas in source code, my brain was conflicting with the explanation that they gave, I think is.
So,
yes.
Soundtrack. Right at the start, what I was thinking was, is this Danny Elfman? It's not Danny Elfman, but it is Chris Bacon, who has in recent years worked with Danny Elfman on a number of soundtracks.
Yep. And a good solid soundtrack too. It never detracted from, but kept pace with, and was used to great effect to amplify the intensity and soften the soft bits. And I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The other thing I should point out is that the director who also directed Moon, Duncan Jones, who is actually David Bowie's son.
Right.
Yes.
Duncan Zowie Hayward Jones.
Or Zoe Bowie. Yeah. I'm curious. I didn't watch in the closing credits because this is listed as being a European film. So I don't know whether it was filmed...
Apparently listed under countries United States and France.
Okay.
So
right.
That might be a
they did the external shots maybe in the US for Chicago, and then filmed all the train interiors.
Philippe Rousselet, one of the producers on the film, has a production company and is French.
Right. Okay. So it was produced.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
You've distracted me from something.
Good, excellent.
I can't remember what now.
Oh.
That's very disappointing.
Zoe Bowie?
Several levels of distraction.
Excellent.
Yeah. Because I looked up one thing and then I looked up another thing. And then...
6 degrees of distraction.
What was I thinking of?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking of. So how would I know what you're thinking of?
That's really annoying. I'm annoyed.
There was probably something really good too.
I can't tell if... I'm now questioning if I've actually been distracted from anything, or if what I've been distracted from was just what I brought up.
Yeah.
And I...
We're actually caught in a time loop, and this loop is the boring one.
Oh, very, very small set of locations. Very economical use of locations. We have the capsule, which undergoes some changes.
Yes.
So not quite as economical, but still good. The Air Force Base.
Yep.
The train. Very important.
And a train station.
A train station and the car park.
Yes.
Of that train station.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah, locations. It's good stuff.
And the Bean.
Oh, yes.
And the Bean by Anish Kapoor.
What a wonderful piece of sculpture that is.
By a terrible person.
I do not know his story, but I will believe you that he's a terrible person.
Okay.
We'll go off on a tangent, an artistic tangent here.
So, Anish Kapoor, there's a substance called Vanta Black.
Oh, okay.
You may have heard of.
Right, okay.
Yeah, he's the Vanta Black guy. which was produced in a lab and is one of the least reflective substances known to man and woman and other humans.
And cats.
Yes.
Dogs don't like it either.
With the result that it's a very deep black.
Yeah, yeah.
And
you cannot fathom any depth or...
which is exclusively licensed to Anish Kapoor.
Yep.
Like, very, very absolutely...
I didn't realise this was the same guy.
Exclusively licensed. To the point that another artist, Stuart Semple, developed a pigment called the Pinkest Pink.
Now, is he the guy who said anyone can use it, except for...
Anish Kapoor and anyone affiliated with him.
Yeah.
As well as two other very blacks that
yes.
are
close enough,
visually indistinguishable from Vanta Black, and Diamond Dust, which is an extremely reflective glitter, just made out of glass.
Good.
All also entirely unavailable to Anish Kapoor.
The art world.
The Diamond Dust, the glitter made of glass, was specifically made because Anish Kapoor somehow got his hands on the Pinkest Pink, dipped his middle finger in it and flipped the bird,
right.
Stuart Semple on Instagram. And you wouldn't want to do that with tiny shards of glass.
No. Anyway, do you have anything else you wish to say?
The bean itself.
The bean itself? Right.
The bean itself, for some time, you could not take photos of it without a fairly expensive fee paid to the park, despite this being a public park, just in Chicago.
Yeah.
They've loosened things down a bit. You can take photos as long as you don't need 10 people to take the... It's all very complicated.
Right.
And
that being said, there are a number of national parks in Australia that technically you can't post photos of and weird things like that. It's just crazy bonkers. Anyway.
Yeah. On that note...
Yes, on that...
On that incredible disappointment.
I do, if you can get your hands on it strongly, if you have not seen it, I suspect many of our dear listeners have seen Source Code.
I recommend Source Code.
Yep. Okay. Do we have anything?
I'm just checking this now. No, I think we're moving on.
Right. Nothing on TikTok?
No.
Right.
No. No. Unfortunately, the strategy of posting the podcasts 1 minute at a time on TikTok didn't quite capture the fickle audience of...
All right. So thanks to Jeff for his questioning of our podcasts ever having a plot. No, we don't.
This one, prime example here.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
So we might move on.
Yes.
Pick a film for next week so we can go to bed.
It's your turn.
It is my turn. All right. And I'm going to throw a wobbly into the works.
Right.
Here. As you may recall, a number of weeks ago, we had a bit of a Sidney Poitier retrospective.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who I have absolutely idolised in the film industry for many, 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 many years, even before I actually realised who he was. Douglas Trumbull, great visual effects pioneer, heavily involved in 2001 Space Odyssey. He directed Silent Running, that we watched many, many moons ago. He passed away during the week.
Oh.
Yes. So he was 76, I think he was. But I thought, right, what can we watch that he had a great deal of influence over? And so I thought, and it's not on either of our lists, which I actually find a bit surprising, but I am going to bring up a plot synopsis for what I'm going to propose.
Uh-huh.
All right. Are you ready?
Okay.
Richard Dreyfuss stars as cable worker Roy Neary, who, along with several other stunned bystanders, experiences a close encounter of the first kind, witnessing UFOs soaring across the sky. After this life-changing event, the inexplicable vision of a strange mountain-like formation haunts him. Roy's fixation on finding the meaning behind the image strains his marriage to the breaking point. Meanwhile, bizarre occurrences are happening around the world. Government agents have a close encounter of the second kind. Physical evidence of a UFO visitation, when military vehicles that went missing decades ago suddenly reappear in unusual places. Roy continues to chase his vision to a remote wilderness locale, a place he is so drawn to that he's willing to give up his family and even his life. There, he finds the agents preparing for a
close encounter of the third kind.
Contact. Yes. What do you think?
I think that's a good choice.
All right.
I'm happy to do that next week.
The tricky thing is to work out which of the three versions that we have on the shelf we're going to watch. I think I know which one we're going to watch.
Probably the one that's on Blu-ray.
Well, they're all on Blu-ray.
Oh, they're all on Blu-ray?
Yes.
They are all on Blu-ray, yes.
They're all on Blu-ray twice, I think. So there is the original theatrical release, and then there was a big, long, extended version made, and then there was a director's cut that is shorter than...
One of the copies on Blu-ray lists in its special features 3 kinds of close encounters.
Yes. Yeah. So I think we'll watch the director's cut.
All right then.
That's what we're going to watch. We're going to watch Close Encounters of the Third Kind as a salute to the late, great Douglas Trumbull. We hope that you can join us. But until then, we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
You have been listening to Cellulose Free. Your hosts were Colin, who produces and edits the show, and Thomas, who makes the artwork and music. Cellulose Free is recorded in the Deranged Cat Studios in scenic Tasmania, Australia. We keep track of our extensive physical media collection through My Movies, which we highly recommend. You can find links to that, as well as other places you can find us in the show notes. Cellulose Free is a Hi Hello production.
Wow. We romped at home.
We did. and then we were done.
Yeah.
And nothing of value was learned that day.
No, I don't know why anyone's going to listen to this one.
Well, it's going to be edited, and it's going to be a lot shorter than what it says over there.
Fortunately, dear listener Helen, unfortunately, dear listener Helen, is still not taking a long walk, so it doesn't really matter how long this is.
It could be 2 minutes.
That's right.
It won't be.
The expurgated version.
It won't be 2 minutes, but it could be.
That's right.